Have you ever had that nagging feeling? That little voice in the back of your head that says you might be on the wrong path in your career? Well, today, we're going to dig into a powerful story that might just change how you see everything. And it all starts on a simple train journey.
So, I want you to picture this. You're on a long-distance train, right? You're settling in, getting comfortable for a long trip, and sitting right across from you is a stranger. This is where it all begins.
So you have this woman on the train, and her co-passenger, a man she's never met. Just two strangers, facing each other as the journey gets underway. The train pulls out of the station, and the world just starts to slide by the window.
After a little while, the man notices something's a bit off with the woman. She seems tense. But, people get tense traveling all the time, right? It's nothing too crazy, so at first, he doesn't really think much of it.
But then a few hours go by, and he can see that her tension has, it's gotten worse. Now she's not just tense, she's visibly worried. Her brow is furrowed, she's fidgeting, kind of looking all around. He starts to get a little bit concerned.
The day turns into night, and in the dim light of the train car, he sees that her quiet worry has now turned into real sorrow. Her eyes are wet, she's quietly crying. He finally works up the courage to ask if she's okay, but she doesn't answer.
Okay, so he wakes up the next morning, and the scene is completely different. Her silent tears, they're gone. Now she's uncontrollably sobbing. Tears are just streaming down her face. By the time evening rolls around on that second day, she is almost hysterical. Finally, the man just has to know. He insists, asking what could possibly be so wrong. And what she says is just gut-wrenching. She tells him, "Since yesterday, I am sitting in the wrong train." And you just realize, every single station they pass is just taking her further and further away from where she's supposed to be.
What a devastating moment, right? But here's the thing. This isn't just a story about a train. It's actually a powerful metaphor for something a lot of us experience every single day in our professional lives. Let's be real. This story perfectly captures that quiet desperation so many people feel. They feel stuck in the wrong career, on a path they never really chose, heading in a direction that just feels wrong.
And the parallel here is just so clear, it's startling. On one side, you have the woman's journey. It starts with a little tension, then worry, then tears, and finally total grief. And on the other side? Well, that can be a career. It often starts small, just a little feeling that something's off, but that grows into real dissatisfaction, maybe burnout, until one day you feel completely lost. Every promotion, every year that goes by can feel like just another station, taking you farther down the wrong track.
So, this is the big question, the one you really have to ask yourself. When you look at your own life, your own career, are you on the wrong train? The good news is you don't have to stay on that train. There is an alternative, and it's all about learning to recognize and follow what you might call your true calling.
So what even is a calling? It's so much more than just a job or a career. It's that work that just pulls you in. It's the thing that if you don't do it, you'll always have this feeling that something important is missing. It's your right train, your right destination. Now, a calling doesn't usually scream at you. It starts as a whisper. It sends you these little signals. Like that feeling when you're working on something and you completely lose track of time? Or that little pang of jealousy you feel when you see someone else doing a job you find fascinating? The problem is, if we're too busy or just not paying attention, we miss them. And a lot of the time it's fear of failure, fear of change, that just drowns out that little voice trying to tell you to maybe check out the next station.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do you actually find this calling? It can feel a little abstract, I get it. But there's a surprisingly simple and really powerful test you can use to get some clarity.
It's a two-part question. First, ask yourself this. What work would I do even if I wasn't getting paid for it? Think about that. That's a great starting point. But then you got to go deeper. Ask yourself, what is the work that I'm so incredibly passionate about that I would actually pay for the opportunity to do it? When you find the answer to that second question, well, there you go. That's your calling. So what do we do with all this? Let's go back to our train metaphor one last time. But this time, let's focus on taking back control of the journey. See, here is the most important difference between you and the woman in that story. Your life is not a non-stop express train to the wrong place. It's a long-distance train, and it makes many, many stops along the way. You have countless chances to change your course.
So here's the bottom line.
You have to start listening for those signals we talked about. And when you realize you're on the wrong train, you have to find the courage to get off at the next station. Don't let your life become a story of regret. You have the power to choose. You have the power to live your life, not the one you just happen to fall into.
And that leaves us with one last thought. If anything in the story felt a little too familiar, if you feel that tension, that worry, isn't it time to check the ticket, look at the map, and maybe, just maybe, change trains?